Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're heading out on a truly fascinating expedition. We're going to see exactly how dinosaurs, those magnificent giants of the deep past, actually serve as our ultimate, most powerful gateway into the world of science.
Now I want you to take a second and just think back to your own childhood. Do you remember that feeling of absolute awe when you first learned about dinosaurs? That deep, almost magnetic fascination with a mysterious, ancient world ruled by towering, scaly beasts? I mean, it's a nearly universal human experience, right? But why exactly do these massive, extinct monsters capture our hearts so completely? And maybe more importantly, where does that spark of curiosity actually lead us?
Now, what's really interesting here is what the data shows us. According to insights from ReadMeo, that prime developmental window for dinosaur curiosity, it actually peaks right between the ages of 3 and 6 years old. This is the exact crucial moment when a kid first becomes able to identify pictures of these strange creatures and, naturally, starts firing off a million questions about them.
To understand how this all works, here's our expedition map for the explainer today. 1. The dinosaur fascination. 2. The science of paleontology. 3. Immersive museum exhibits. 4. Virtual reality adventures. 5. Real-life dinosaur digs. And finally, 6. The gateway to science. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Dinosaur Fascination. Okay, let's dive into this. Because dinosaurs aren't walking around in our everyday lives anymore, they basically create this massive, blank canvas for a kid's imagination to just run wild. And bedtime stories play a huge role here. Reading tales about fictional characters like, say, Dino Maximiliano building his very first bicycle, or a friendly megalosaurus taking kids on a trip back to the Mesozoic Era, it gives children a way to safely explore a world of wonder. They're actively flexing those imaginative muscles while subtly absorbing real historical concepts about ancient plants, animals, and geography.
Section 2. The science of paleontology.
Now, to really understand how we know what we know, we can look to the rigorous scientific standards of institutions like the Milwaukee Public Museum. Their educational curriculum is a perfect example of how we take all that childhood wonder and translate it into hard, concrete, scientific observation.
And it all starts with defining paleontology clearly. You see, it isn't just looking at dinosaur bones. It's the comprehensive study of prehistoric life forms through fossils. And scientists don't just look at one type either. They examine body fossils, trace fossils, like footprints, and even resin fossils. Get this, they also study something called coprolite, which is, well, it's fossilized dung. By analyzing coprolite, paleontologists can actually piece together the exact diets and environments of these ancient ecosystems. Pretty amazing, right?
And this brilliant visual contrast perfectly illustrates another key point. Dinosaurs are actually differentiated from other terrestrial reptiles by their unique leg structure. While your typical reptile has this sprawling stance with legs slung out to the side, non-avian dinosaurs had straight legs situated directly underneath their body. It's actually a lot more like a modern-day mammal or bird.
Then, of course, there's the sheer mind-boggling scale of their existence. Think about this. Dinosaurs reigned across the Mesozoic Era for an astonishing 165 million years. That's a timeline stretching from the Triassic period, 230 million years ago, all the way through the Jurassic, and right to the end of the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago, which is when geologic evidence points to a massive asteroid impact, completely wiping out the non-avian dinosaurs.
Section 3. Immersive Museum Exhibits.
And this brilliantly illustrates how modern institutions are bringing that history to life. The Museum of Arts and Sciences recently hosted this exhibit called Expedition Dinosaur, and it is just packed with interactive experiences. We're not just reading plaques here. Visitors engage with a 3D topography sandbox to learn about changing climates, piece together a Pangea puzzle to grasp at tectonic plates, step into a real field campaign tent, and even bravely pose inside the jaws of a T-Rex for a photo op.
These exhibits utilize lifelike animatronics to show exactly how a dinosaur's tail moved or even to teach kids what a gizzard is. Plus, interactive stations, like Dino Operation, teach families how to carefully and safely excavate delicate fossils. It literally takes the science right out of the textbook and puts it directly into their hands.
Section 4. Virtual reality adventures. Now, take a look at this quote from a Macaroni Kid review talking about Sandbox VR's Age of Dinosaurs experience. They wrote, "My kid's jaws literally dropped." And honestly, that's the exact reaction this cutting-edge technology is meant to get. It's an absolute thrill.
Instead of just staring at a screen,
This all-ages VR experience requires you to suit up and step directly into their world. You have to work together as a family to watch dinosaur eggs hatch, and you get to observe massive prehistoric giants like the Brachiosaurus and Stegosaurus up close. You even go on a mission to protect these ancient creatures from danger. It's this unforgettable blend of thrilling entertainment and interactive education.
Section 5. Real-life dinosaur digs.
Okay, let's step out of the digital realm entirely and get into the actual dirt. Through commercial paleontology companies like Paleo Adventures, going on a real dig is actually possible for the general public. Literally anyone ages 12 and up can travel out to the rugged Badlands of South Dakota for a site tour. And you don't need a PhD for this. All the tools and the training are provided for you right on site.
Located just a stone's throw from Deadwood, these expeditions let you discover real T-Rex teeth, Triceratops bones, and Edmontosaurus fossils. Now, any pieces that are deemed scientifically significant are strictly reserved for museums, which is absolutely crucial for preserving our shared history, of course. But here's the wild part. Amateur explorers are actually allowed to purchase and keep the common, commercially significant fossils they unearth. You can literally bring a piece of the Cretaceous era home with you. How cool is that?
Section 6. The Gateway to Science.
So the crucial point is this, that initial spark we talked about, that simple bedtime story read to a 3-year-old, it doesn't just fade away. It evolves. It turns into watching high-end PBS documentaries tracing the evolution of a Spinosaurus. It turns into finally understanding plate tectonics at your local museum. And it culminates in a teenager carefully brushing dirt off a 65-million-year-old bone in the Badlands. Dinosaurs are the ultimate hook. They build a foundation for an enduring, lifelong love for geology, biology, and history.
We've seen how these magnificent creatures ignite our imaginations and drive our scientific understanding of the Earth itself. So, I'll leave you with this question. From bedtime stories to the Badlands, where will you and your family's next dinosaur adventure begin? Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.